election. This election was a lesson for all of us now. No matter the matter, all of us must still return back home and build our own. Why? Because everybody else is already taken. You have to be yourself, Abby. And since we spend generations building other people's homes, maybe it's time for us to spend some time to build our own home, since we know that no dignity can ever come out of not having a home of our own. And as Trump displayed in his inauguration with his antiseptically white audience and auditorium, we can do the same. We can go back to our land and build a new Africa. We can all do it. For so long as we live here, it's not that living here is not beautiful. It's just a remembrance that we are second here, whereas we have a place that we can be first. And it's okay to be second here if I know I have a place that I am first. Just like, as I'm sure, if Americans come and live in Africa for a long time, they too would probably enjoy the feeling of knowing that they have America to fall back on as well. So, there are African Americans that are, not there are, African Americans are Americans, and they too deserve the place here in America in its entirety, in its equality, and all of that. And I acknowledge that, I see that. However, I also know that it will also empower African Americans, knowing that Africans are empowered themselves. It would lessen even the perception of African Americans in America, even without having traveled to Africa. Like, each of us being excellent in our own realms empower each other, just as Africans are perceived better as a result of African Americans' efforts in media, etc., in culture. So African Americans, we all, we can be united and be strong and use music, use poetry, art, humanity, just use our history, our identity, just be unafraid to be thoroughly united under the idea that, irrespective of the fact that we've been diasporans for several hundreds of years in other lands where our faces are not the representation of the holiest grail of that land, you know? We have a land that is given to us by God that we too can stand on, and our faces can be as divine as theirs if we dare dream to build our land, irrespective of how long we've been enslaved. For it's unheard of to be enslaved for this long, you know? For the fact that we've been enslaved for several hundreds of years, and we've been waking and dying in slavery, many of us have given up and have accepted this perception of we are obviously second. Can you visualize an American hall as such, with all Black Americans echoing the same creed in representation of America? how long before you can see a picture as such? I bet you quicker in Africa, right? You can have that picture in Africa. You can have that picture in Africa a lot faster if Africans can come to that conclusion, including I don't want to hear about any light-skinned Moroccan that they think that they're Arab. They're all Africans. You're on the continent, we're looking at the continent, we're cutting, we're going. Eventually, we'll all mix anyway. You know, but we know that the hub of it, the heart of it is the black Africa, the rejected aspect of Africa, the you know, you want to bring the least of your kind to center stage, and you want to glow from there and amplify that light. So I mean, what will we do now, the rest of us? You know, we'll just be meeting each other in the hallways and you know, pretending like we didn't see the message or we didn't understand the message, as if America was not founded on what do you call it? I mean, it's a beautiful thing. It's united. It's glorious in the end. But I'm just saying, we have to be strong within our own right as well. It's like, I want to be independently strong. You're independently strong. And we together, we're strong. Versus, I'm weak and our relationship is always lopsided. You know, I'm just getting fucked. Always. Why? Because I'm weak. I'm broken. I'm broke. My money no long past your own. You control value, you control wealth. And we know that there's a connection between this currency and this identity. This is your faces now. It's your ancestor. You don't even want a black face on your money. And yet this the black people that worship the money the most, right? We all want $1. We're willing to sacrifice souls for $1, each other for $1, online for $1, anything for $1. And yet, look at us. 400 years in America, we still don't have a hold of the dollar. We're at the bottom, whatever percentage. If the 90-something% owns the 50% and the whatever 1% owns the whatever drastic amount, where do we even fall in that categorization? After 500 years. And now, I'm not saying we haven't made progress. I'm not belittling anything. I'm just saying that we can have a greater share by expanding our dream, by I don't know. At least we know that wherever we are, we always have a land, we always have a place. You know, for those that choose to cut the umbilical cord and say America is their land, their narrative, I'm gonna fight and die here, they're facing. I'm not saying don't live and die here. We are living and dying here, or some of us are living and dying here. Some of us are going back home eventually and joining with the reconstruction and building. And that's the dream, that many of us are able to reconnect and build that way. And that many at home are becoming even more welcoming and accepting to the idea of unity as a whole. And many can build wherever we are, and many don't have to go. It's not like, oh, I must pack up and go. That's not what anyone is talking about. I'm just saying, as you are holding the dream wherever you find yourself, and knowing that you are a lineage of a diaspora, the fact that you've been enslaved for several hundreds of years and then so-called free, and then undergone mental slavery and all of this kind of confusion and bipolarism or whatever it is, that requires some kind of a reset, and having a new vision, a holistic vision that is inclusive of all of your kind that have endured the same thing. That's what Jews do. We can do the same instead of arguing over jollof rice and weaves their hair to cover our shame. Like ostriches, we don't want to be seen. because the reality, the truth is right, hitting right before our faces. When we watch this inauguration, that's a reminder. It's not a political party, but it's a political party. There's only one party, one. Cannot lie to ourselves anymore now. We don't even have anywhere to go and hide anymore. It's a reminder, it's a gentle reminder. No matter how you want to pick that picture, no matter how you want to argue that in your mind, to comfort yourself so you can go to sleep at night believing that you're part of something. Which you are, but just know your place in that role, in that thing. And if you're okay with that and not having your own as well. Because the beauty in America knowing that Europe got their back too. It's like there would be beauty in African Americans knowing that Africa got their back. Not just Ghana, not just Nigeria, but Africa. They have something to negotiate even here. They can expand, they can become more, you will see more of their billionaires flying. As us, man, we unite and connect over there. So it's a gentle reminder now, because no matter what black politician enter office, there's no way you can reverse that room and make it all black over any creed inside this America today. I can't see it, not yet, but I can see it in Africa tomorrow, today, if we dare, unite ourselves, organize ourselves, and just mind our business, put our head down while people are making fun. Just continue to they do the same thing when them are they do this kind trial and error, failure iteration until we solve one problem, which will boost our confidence. Move to problem 2. Continue, repeat. So that we can start to build a civilization, a world. Us, man, that we can set our own calendar. We can fix our own. I mean, don't China have their own freaking New Year? No, Ethiopia have their own New Year. Why can't all of Africa embrace something together, man? Only when Oyibo does something. Look at us now. We're running around with their hair on our heads saying Valentine's. Are we not mad, my people? I'm sorry. I'm the cause. What I'm saying is it's time to change, alright?